Action men are a massive part of the Hollywood movie industry, although these characters are merely fictional. Oh shit! Enter Mirko Cro Cop. Like all great heroes, Cro Cop came from nothing. He had dreams to one day be great.
His Majesty, Lord Mirko.
You're a legend, sir.
And being born into a working-class family, had to employ unconventional means to do so.
Krenuo naći kod čovjeka kao siluetu. Ja sam evo ovako stao i tako se znao po 2-3 sata lupa, to vibrira, zvoni, bože sad ću stavi pokusnića se 100 puta u 11 najveće dolazi, ajde dosta je bilo, ja još.
Malo pa izbije cijelu bloku, ne.
Ova legendarna štanga je bila ovdje, nikad to zaboraviti neću. Ja tu, evo, tu se stavi, ja sam tu se ovako uvatim, ja sam zgibao i radim tu.
Tu ode kod njih na svojim lamperiju i to. I onda on tako, stvarno kad malo zavreš, on kaže, ajmo se malo rvati. Ti ovo mali, 5-6 razred. Kad se mu ojačao, ne možeš uvati za obrat, neće da pusti, ja njemu više ne pusti, kroz zadavit će me. No, kako ne, ja više od nisam više tijelo, nija se rva s njime. Hoće se rva s njime.
Inspired by the action hero Jean-Claude, Mirko started training as a fighter at as young as 7 years old.
Životni još dječački san mi je bio biti specijalac i najbolji borac svijeta.
By the age of 19, he was training with the national kickboxing team, and not long after, he joined the Special Forces anti-terrorism unit in Croatia, earning him the nickname Cro Cop, meaning Croatian cop, and would remain in service for the first few years of his professional fighting career. Today we know the UFC as being home to the best fighters in the world, but when Cro Cop started, it was a different organization. In only his fourth professional fight, Cro Cop faced the axe murderer, Vanderlei Silva.
Here's the best stare down of all time in MMA. Mirko Cro Cop versus Vanderlei Silva. Vanderlei was, his nickname is the Axe Murderer. He's a fucking savage. He was a Pride middleweight champion, bad motherfucker, just a bad mother. But he was fighting Mirko Cro Cop, who was the head of an anti-terrorist squadron in Croatia, and he's a real murderer. You're talking about a different kind of fucking straight-up killer. So look at Cro Cop on the left.
Yeah, I see him.
See, that's the eyes of the guy who's killed someone with a knife. Vanderlei was used to staring guys down, and they would be intimidated, and Cro Cop looked at him like he was dinner.
The fight ended in a draw, an impressive result considering Cro Cop's limited experience, going in against prime Vanderlei Silva, who held a record of 19 wins and 2 losses at the time.
This was before Cro Cop really had sort of mastered MMA.
Soon afterwards, Cro Cop would quit his job in the Special Forces to train MMA full-time.
Fight for your life. All rise for eternal death.
Mirko is literally almost 200 pounds lighter than him, which is incredible. Boom, left kick to the body and straight left to the face. Mirko Cro Cop was a fucking savage back then, man.
At his best, it's just absolute, pure, like explosive power, just destruction.
Yeah, well, he broke Bob Sapp's eyeball. His fucking kicks are so unusual. The speed was ridiculous.
The most lethal leg kicks in the world.
Right kick, hospital. Left kick, cemetery.
He will chop you down on the leg, or he will knock you out on the head.
His next 3 fights would all be against former UFC champions, Josh Barnett, Kevin Randleman, and Mark Coleman. All of whom Cro Cop knocked out inside the first round.
O primeiro que me ligou dizendo que ia treinar, que ia fazer sparring.
E aí a gente foi fazer sparring com ele, daí ficou ruim a situação. Ele me deu um chute na coxa. Ele usava 2 caneleiras, mas desse tamanho assim, ó, 2. O chute numérico é tão forte que passou meu músculo e arrebentou arrebentou meu músculo.
Caralho!
Chegou a separar.
Cro Cop was scary because he would just be so calm.
Always cool as a cucumber, stoic in his approach, no emotion at all.
I guess when you're the former head of the Croatian anti-terrorist squad, fighting in a cage is not that nerve-wracking.
Next fight will be title fight. My biggest dream, Pride champion, heavyweight.
Mirko Cro Cop turns 32 today, 6'2".
For me, this is a very important fight. With this victory, I can become even more famous. Mirko Cro Cop is so famous, especially in Japan. Beating him will be great for me.
I don't like him personally, but as a fighter, he's excellent.
I don't like Cro Cop at all. Not at all. He has a bad attitude. I don't know about the other fighters, but for me, hating him makes me more motivated to beat him.
Vanderlei always comes to fight, and he'll keep swinging until someone is no longer standing.
You saw Cro Cop standing in the corner. He is completely pissed off about this fight. He is not happy at all.
The first time they fought, it was an incredible fight, but Cro Cop just really wasn't good on the ground yet.
No,
his takedown defense wasn't there. Then the second fight, Cro Cop had a few MMA fights, and he got his timing down. And that was when Cro Cop was Cro Cop, man.
He was that was a scary man. I mean, he had,
Mirko Cro Cop, happy 32nd birthday! You are the Pride Fighting Champion!
He literally collapsing the arms of his trainers in emotion. He's falling down in his corner. This is a guy that shows no emotion ever. This is how important this is.
Never show any emotion. Tonight when you won, you completely broke down.
Believe or not, and I swear with everything I got, I told myself, if I don't take this belt, it will be my last MMA fight in my life. I would quit fighting, I swear. Još dječački san mi je bio biti specijalac i najbolji borac svijeta. Evo, imao sam sreću u životu da mi se ovo...
The one thing that's missing from his MMA career is the UFC heavyweight title.
With a promising UFC debut against Eddie Sanchez,
Mirko Cro Cop is back, and he is a legitimate threat for the UFC heavyweight championship.
Cro Cop achieved a record of 3 wins to 1 loss. That was until his years of constantly being in brutal wars started to take its toll.
29 kickboxing fights, and then 41 MMA fights. Cro Cop has taken way too much damage.
This is not the Mirko Cro Cop who knocked out Vanderlei Silva. This is just not the same guy.
20 years from my first fight. 20 years. I had a long and rich career, and I can say it was successful. Not in the UFC, which I will never be able to forgive myself. I just didn't make it.
Have you set a number on when you think you'll have to retire?
But unlike many other fighters in his position, soon to be turning 40, Cro Cop continued fighting outside of the UFC, racking up a 10-fight win streak over the next 7 years. And at the age of 45, he looked like he might just keep fighting forever.
Gotovi ste i Nelsonu, što sad? Jesam. Sad slijedi mirovina neizbježna. Ja se nadam da se neću raspakat sad, ali to je to.
Due to taking so many hits to the head over his career, he had suffered a stroke. Any more hits to the head would put him at risk of permanent brain damage.
I don't expect too much from life, you know. I just want my kids to be happy, my family, and I to be happy as much as I can. That's all. And I don't expect any career, you know, that I won't try to make any movie careers or this or that. I'm happy with what I am, you know.